Hello, everyone. It is Sunday, October 1st. I typically don't do a video on Sundays. I'm usually doing other things. But considering the events of last night and the conversations today, I thought I would share this video. As of this recording of this video, which of course, you're seeing on Facebook, you'll see on YouTube, Spreaker.com, Soundcloud.com, KEVOLE. As of this recording, we're about a little bit over an hour since the afternoon Edmonton Police Service press conference with Rod Connect. And like you were, I was stunned and shocked to learn of the attacks of last night. I read about the attacks last night, and the sadness. I was saddened to hear about the police officer, and woke up this morning, and like you did, and was shocked to learn that this was being treated and investigated as a terrorist attack. And it's weird for me, of course, to terrorist attack in Edmonton are in the same sentence, but here we are. I thought I would just recap the press conference and what apparently we know, and then I have a few comments that I wanted to share. I don't feel like I have anything super profound to say or anything different than anyone else. I'm just going to share from my heart, and hopefully it encourages you or it resonates with you in some way. And yeah. What we know is the man who came to the attention of law enforcement in 2015 for espousing extremist ideology is believed to have acted alone. That was a question a lot of people had this morning, and appears that at this point, and again, the investigation is fluid, that he has acted alone. K Division's Assistant Commander Martin DeGrand said the man is a Somali national who is a refugee claimant. I'm going to get into that in a second. They also said 4 injured pedestrians suffered injuries ranging from broken limbs to brain bleeds, and 2 remain in hospital, most serious with a fractured skull, and 2 are now out of hospital. And Constable Mike Chernick was released from hospital last night after being hit by a car and stabbed repeatedly. And I think one of the things that we can safely assume and hopefully agree upon is that it is quite amazing that this wasn't worse. And just as I wanted to just share with you here too, a few things. I was actually born in, you may not know this, I was actually born in Edmonton. And I feel like a part of me, a part of who I am today is because of experiences I had at Edmonton. So I spent 5 or 6 years going to being part of the AUPE convention representing my local from St. Polytechnic, and that shaped a lot of what I think about today and listened and learned. And I wouldn't be here in Vancouver if it wasn't for Luke Fevin inviting me to be a part of a conversation with Ryan Jesperson at 6:30 CHED about a Christian atheist dialogue that led me to realize that I needed professional training to be better at what I do. And I was very fortunate to do a podcast later with Ryan Jesperson, Kathleen Smith, Tomek Lukazik, and Luke. So I feel that that's part of who I am. It's been shaped by those 2 particular experiences, as well as the many great people that I know in Edmonton. And there's a lot of great people that I know in Edmonton, and I felt for them this morning. And I feel for them today, because it's not their city. That's not what Edmonton is about. I think we all know that. We all can agree upon that for sure. I mean, and yeah, it was just another pleasant Saturday. Fans going out to watch their favorite CFL team play football, whether they were an Edmonton Eskimo fan or a Winnipeg Blue Bomber fan. They're out to have a good time. They're out to enjoy the night and relax, laugh, smile, drink, meet with their friends, meet some friends. You know, a typical Saturday night, what everybody does, right? Police officers ensuring that everyone was able to be safe and have a good time. And suddenly at 8:15, changed. It's hard to believe. But there's some things, I don't have the quite word for it, but courage, grateful, whatever word I want to use. But I was amazed really by the professionalism of emergency responders. I mean, the calmness and professionalism of them. I mean, there wasn't a shot fired. They handled everything according to what the press conference was talking about, handled everything according to policy. Out here in Vancouver, we hear stories and we read stories, and there are many stories about the stress of first responders. And I don't know if we talk about the stress of being a first responder, whether that be a police, a firefighter, or anything like that, as much as we should. It gets lost in the shuffle with other things that we end up talking about. So, and the professionalism and the risk that they put on their life on the line every time, every day is amazing. And wow, I'm grateful for those who do that and can do that. And I think they should be applauded. I'm also grateful and amazed for the social media influencers in Edmonton reminding people on social media, which it's the typical rhetoric for some of them. You can go out and read it. You can go see it on Facebook and Twitter. And just reminding people that this hate has no place. That speaking up for their community and demanding people to be better at this point in time. It's, not accepting that we can attack our Muslim friends just because of the identity of this person and because we have assumptions and stuff. Demanding the community be better. And I'm grateful actually for the media. And I know that this is something that's really weird to say because some people are not big fans of the media. But if one thing that I've learned within the last 2 years is the job of being a news reporter, news announcer, news anchor, whatever it is, it's not an easy job. And it's really, in a lot of ways, it's a 24/7 job. It's not a 9 to 5, 8 to 4, Monday to Friday. It's fluid. It can be emotionally draining for so many reasons. There were people that got up in the middle of the night to talk about the story, and I've been probably up all night. And even the responders, the media, many people haven't had an opportunity to sleep. It's tough and it's not easy, and the situation is fluid, and people get critical about the facts that are shared or not shared, or what's told and what's not told. And it's tough when you're in that position. And I mean, it's not an easy job at all. I mean, I'm grateful for, I really enjoyed, only didn't catch all of it, but 6:30 Chet had a nice talk, I call it talk therapy session with Jalen and Ryan Jesperson and Andrew Gross. I thought they handled the conversation incredibly well and incredibly professional, considering how raw this is. I think that they should be applauded for their efforts as well. And I think it's great that tonight there's at least over a number of people planning a candlelight vigil. You can go on Twitter and check that out. I think there's 1 or 2 candlelight vigils that I read in Edmonton that people are getting together and having a candlelight vigil and going through the healing process of what's happened and connecting and meeting with strangers and neighbors and just connecting with the shock of this. And I think it's a healthy way to talk about it. We're going to get the same people with the same babble. People like, I'll name him, Ezra Levant is going to have a field day with this. He already is. Ann Coulter will probably tweet something like she did before with the attacks in England. Let me guess, Baptists, or something sarcastic like that. We're going to get tweets and comments reminding us about the horrors of radical Islamic terrorism. We're going to get tweets and comments from people from the dangers of refugees. We're going to get the I told you so's and blaming Prime Minister Trudeau or ministers of whatever being light on terrorism and fluffy on terrorism. The Muslim community will remind us again and again that this is not something that they condone. And yet, as you can read, they are feeling threats, they are feeling insults, they are being attacked already, and it's sad. And of course, that's forgetting and ignoring the amazing people that have come and worked their butt off to make a difference in our communities in all kinds of different professions. Doctors, lawyers, teachers, so many other great professions. And I think it's sad. But I wanted to read something that Corey wrote on my Facebook thread. I was accused by someone of being a, quote, big-time liberal, although I won't admit it. And it's kind of humorous, but I wanted to read this because I feel, to me, this is where we all are at, I think. You know what's actually ruining our country? Because apparently being a big-time liberal is ruining our country, according to some people. You know what's actually ruining our country? I'm quoting, politics in general. Right-wing and left-wing hypocritical politicians pandering to the extremists on both sides, while the 60, 80, 80% of us who find ourselves in the middle are watching these zealots destroy our country. I think most of us, the 60 and 80% of us that are reading the news, talking about the news, all of this, I think we're in there. We're not... I think there's aspects of most of us that feel a little left and some of us that feel a little right. I think most of us want to be moderate. Most of us want to seek balance. Most of us want to see a fair treatment of all people in the community. I don't think that it's the minority that really wants these extremes, but they seem to be the loudest, especially at times like this. They're loud and they shout and they feed off this attention. And it's important to acknowledge that there's a real possibility of this happening in any community here in Canada, not only Edmonton. It could happen in Calgary. It could happen here in Vancouver. It happened in Ottawa, unfortunately. It happens. We're living right now in a very angry and perhaps lonely climate right now. And everyone deals with this the same way. But we don't need to live in fear. We don't need to live frightened or change. It's important that we stand with each other, not against each other. And I think we know that we're better than what some people tweet out. And we act better than that, and we will continue to do that. And I just wanted to just quickly post this and hope your conversations about this topic are healthy. And don't feed the trolls. You don't have to argue with that person that you know isn't reasonable on this topic. Have good, healthy conversations. Talk it out. Connect with people. And let's continue as a community to heal and support each other. That is all I have for now. I hope you have a great day, and we will talk to you all really soon. Bye.